Maintaining your MSR stove ensures safe and efficient performance. Two types of maintenance kit are available for each model of MSR liquid fuel stove. The annual maintenance kit includes tools and parts needed to perform standard maintenance on your stove and pump. The Expedition Service Kit includes everything you need for comprehensive maintenance and repair. If your stove's performance is compromised, first try and clear the jet using the stove's built-in shaker needle. If the stove still performs poorly, it may be necessary to conduct a comprehensive cleaning of the fuel line and jet. The pump's O-rings and seals can become worn and degraded over time. It is advised that you inspect their condition before every trip and replace them if necessary. For pump maintenance, please watch the pump maintenance video. This covers the proper maintenance for all MSR pumps. Deposits in the jet and fuel line can reduce the flow of fuel. In many cases, these deposits can be cleared by the stove's built-in shaker needle. To clear the jet using the shaker needle, close the control valve on the pump to turn off the stove and wait 5 minutes for it to cool down. Disconnect the stove's fuel line from the pump and shake the stove up and down. You will hear the shaker pin clearing the jet. Reattach the fuel line to the pump, then preheat and run the stove. In most cases, the stove will once again perform well. Over time, these deposits can build up to the point where they cannot be cleared by the shaker needle. In these cases, the stove may require a more extensive cleaning of the jet and the fuel line. Turn off the stove and let it cool for 5 minutes before disconnecting the fuel line from the pump. Using the jet and cable tool, remove the flame spreader from the top of the stove. Unscrew the stove's jet and remove the shaker needle. Manually clear the jet using the jet cleaning wire or the needle on the shaker. MSR jets have a very small hole that can be seen when held up to the light. If the jet has a blockage, light will not pass through the pinhole. If the hole cannot be cleared, replace the jet with a new one from the service kit, making sure it is the same jet type. There are two types of jets available for the XGK stove. The fuel type is designated by a letter code stamped on the head of the jet. The GK jet is used for white gas, kerosene, unleaded auto fuel, and aviation fuel. The X jet is used for diesel and jet fuel. For the latest version stove, the XGK EX, use the jets that are short in height. For the older XGK model, use the tall jets. To clean the fuel line, slide the cable tool over the tip of the fuel line cable and grab the cable by tilting the tool at an angle. Pull on the tool to remove the cable from the fuel line. In some cases, the cable may need to be loosened with a common lubricant, such as WD-40 or pump cup oil. Wipe the cable clean and reinsert it back inside the fuel line. Using 5-inch strokes, move the cable back and forth approximately 20 times to remove any deposits in the line. To flush the fuel line, remove the cable completely again and wipe it clean. Reattach the fuel line to the pump and secure it with the latch. Pressurize the bottle with 15 strokes. Always operate the fuel bottle with the valve handle facing up. Making sure there are no ignition sources or flames nearby, open the valve and flush 3 to 4 tablespoons of fuel through the stove and into a container. Safely dispose of the fuel used to flush the line. Reinsert the cable into the fuel line until it can go no further. Place the shaker needle into the jet so the needle points into the small hole. Turn the stove upside down and screw in the jet, making sure it is tightly fastened. Replace the flame spreader, making sure it is secured. If the flame spreader is corroded or has become damaged, replace it with a new one from the Expedition service kit. Connect the stove to the pump and pressurize the bottle. Before lighting your stove, you should always ensure that there are no leaks, especially after maintenance. Preheat and run the stove. If the stove is still not running at full capacity, then repeat the cleaning process. Regular stove maintenance ensures that your stove will perform well for years to come. It is recommended that you perform this maintenance check before taking the XGK on expeditions or long trips. For more information, please visit msrgear.com.